That looks pretty fancy.
I have this Buddha that I'm trying to sell.
I thought Buddha was fat.
There is the happy Buddha, which has a really big belly. But anyone who becomes enlightened is a Buddha. So there's been hundreds, if not thousands, of Buddhas.
Oh,
Where in the hell did you get this?
a friend of mine gave it to me as a housewarming gift.
I bet you were pissed.
I received this Buddha as a housewarming gift, and I'm not a Buddhist. I have a lot of stuff in my house, and I'm not really attached to it. I saw a Buddha similar to this, and it was selling for $10,000, and that's what I'm asking for.
I'll tell you what, I'm definitely intrigued. It looks like Tibetan Buddhism. The Tibetans were the ones who were like super stylized like this. All the jewelry, the nice hair, everything else like that. Do you know much about it?
No, I think he got it from a garage sale.
Okay. It doesn't surprise me because in World War II, we did have some people in China. Some of the stuff was brought back. In the early 50s, the Chinese invaded. They took over the country. So Tibet is nothing like it used to be. Most of this stuff that was in Tibet after the invasion is gone. That's why this stuff is getting harder and harder to find. It looks right, okay?
Yeah.
I don't know when this was made. It could be 50 years old. It could be 200 years old. You got a bunch of little spots where the gilding came off, and you have, I'm assuming it's brass underneath. You were looking to sell it?
Yes,
How much do you want for this?
$10,000.
And how did you come up with that number?
I saw it online. It was a similar item going for that price.
I actually have a friend who's a college professor that has studied this stuff his whole life. Let me get him in here and have a look at it. It's one of these things, I do not have near enough knowledge about this thing to figure out what it's worth at the moment.
Yes, I understand, yeah. Okay.
So hang out here for a little bit, shop around. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Wait up, Rick.
Since Tibet was taken over by China in the 1950s, a lot of this stuff was destroyed. So if this thing is real, it's a very important part of Tibetan culture, and it would be really cool.
This is amazing.
It's pretty damn cool. I was thinking it's Tibetan Buddhist.
Wow, Rick, I'm getting impressed. You're absolutely right. I'm so glad you called me to see this one because I've been to Tibet. I was in Lhasa and in the Potala Palace, and I saw some very old photographs there of a piece that looked very much like this in a niche and gone. It's been taken. So this could be the guy. This Buddha is called Avalokiteshvara. And Avalokiteshvara means one who looks down. You see these multiple heads. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is perfect to the mythology because this Avalokiteshvara has so much compassion for humanity. He's listening in all the 10 worlds. And they believe that above our head, there's 10 more worlds. And so this guy is listening to all your frustrations, all your prayers, and that's why this mythological form is so, cherished by those people. This particular form is called a bodhisattva. A bodhisattva is someone who becomes enlightened, but comes back into the world to help everybody. So it's a very particular, unusual form.
Well, we know it's a real Buddha.
Oh, yeah.
But how old is it? What's it worth? Condition-wise, is that going to be a problem?
Looking at this, the condition it's in, I'm going to pitch the age about 1750, in the 1750s. And I'm going to say that, I have seen these on the auction block in England going from 10 to 15,000 bucks because because it really it's so old and it's in such good condition.
Well, thanks, man. You're the best.
You're so welcome. Thank you, guys. Have a
See
great
you,
day.
man.
To see that particular item, it was amazing. Something very ancient and basically from a culture that has been pillaged. So even when you go to Tibet, you don't see that quality of a Buddha anymore.
Well, damn. It looked old and everything to me, but I thought your price was absolutely nuts. What's your best price on it?
I want 10,000.
I'm thinking closer to 6.
No.
Okay. He just said I can get maybe 10 grand at auction, okay? If I give you 10 grand, there's no money to be made. I will give you 7,500. I will not give you a penny more. That is the best I can do. And realize, okay, I am taking a serious shot at this. I mean, if I put this in an auction, it only goes for 10 grand, I'm gonna break even. But at 7,500 bucks, that's the end of my game.
Oh, okay, all right, I'll accept that. All right. Thank you.
I'll meet you right up there, and come on, follow me. We'll do some paperwork.
All right. I'm settling on 7,500 because this was a gift and it's a complete profit for me. I'm taking the $7,500 and I'm going shopping.
Hey, what do we got here?
A Qianlong bowl.
Qianlong bowl.
Uh-huh.
Okay, explain what a Qianlong bowl is to me.
Qianlong was the period around 1700 when this bowl was done.
Well, there's the Chinese stamp on the bottom of it.
Right, yeah. And this has the date on it even, 1795.
Okay. Oh, I think it's beautiful. Where'd you get it?
About 52 years ago, I bought this.
Okay, so at least I know it's at least 50 years old.
I think it's a lot older than that. I came down to pawn shop today to sell my Qianlong bowl. I bought it 50 years ago from a dealer. I'm asking $6,000 for it. The least I would take would probably be $4,000. And I figured, well, maybe it's time for somebody else to be able to enjoy it.
You know, I just love everything about this. I mean, remember, this was done with no power tools. There was no massive temperature controls or anything like that, you know. It was more of an art than a science.
Yeah.
So do you know much about the Qianlong dynasty?
No, I don't.
Okay. I don't know a whole lot about Chinese porcelain. In Europe in the 1700s, 1800s, they were fascinated by Chinese porcelains.
Yes, they were.
And it wasn't until I think the late 1700s that they even figured out how to make porcelain in Europe. The Chinese, they were really tight on the way they made their glazes, the way they fired it, and everything else like that.
Yes.
So there had to be a lot of experimentation in Europe to try and figure out how are the Chinese making this stuff. And it took a very long time for the Europeans to figure out how to make porcelain, which is very refined clay. I think it's really cool. I mean, Asian ceramics have always sort of fascinated me. I'd never really got into them a lot, but they're the ones who invented this stuff. Well, there's no chips in it, I can tell you that.
No, there isn't.
Okay, I'm not gonna drop it. So, you're looking to sell it, I assume?
Yes, yeah.
How much are you asking?
I'm asking $6,000.
I'm assuming if it's a bowl from the 1700s, there is a lot of value here. What it is exactly, I don't know.
I've seen them on the internet by the same maker for in the tens of thousands.
But something 10 years ago from today, and a lot of things, it's two completely different worlds. After the crash, so many things changed. Almost everything went down in value, and only part of those things went back up. And I couldn't tell you about the bowl. I don't know a lot about it. If this is in fact Chinese porcelain over 200 years old, it will be the nicest piece of porcelain I have ever had in my shop. But I gotta make sure it's real before I lay out a dime. If you don't mind, I'd like to have a friend come down. He's an expert in Asian antiquities. He will know everything there is to know about it.
Good.
And one other thing, he dresses a little weird, so don't be shocked, okay?
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna give him a call. I'll be right back, all
All
right?
right, very good.
Wow. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous piece of Chinese ceramic. It's still absolutely in impeccable condition. I mean, I'm going to say museum quality for what I've seen. I am Dr. Phineas Castle, and I'm an expert in Asian art and antiques and architecture. I lived in Asia for 7 years, studying the art, the architecture, and the artifacts from an anthropological point of view.
So tell me what you know about it.
You know what I love about it? Do you see the iridescence of that bowl? The iridescence was actually done by grinding pearls and putting pearls into the glaze itself. This bowl was used to hold water and rose petals for the royal court.
I find it really interesting. I find it really cool, but is it real?
So to really know whether this is a Qian lung bowl or not is to look on the back. As you look at ancient Chinese configurations, you're going to get 6 figures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So when I look at this, what I'm seeing here, this means Jia. And this says Qing. Jia Qing dynasty. Unfortunately, this is not Qianlong. This is another dynasty. And the Jia Qing dynasty was after Qianlong. This was the dynasty of his son.
So it's Chia Chen, not Cheng Lung.
We are Jia Qing
Jia
Bo.
Qing.
Okay, Chia Chen.
So I absolutely do believe it is authentic to that dynasty.
All right, so what do you think it's worth?
Okay, so I'm going to say a good, solid wholesale price on it would be $3,000.
Okay. Well, thanks, man.
Yes, sir, absolutely.
I really
My
appreciate it.
pleasure. I am absolutely amazed that there is a bowl like that floating around. How did that bowl get to Las Vegas? My hope is that someday it may end up in a museum.
Okay.
The final offer would be $4,500.
You know, I should pay $3,000 for it. I'll pay $3,500 because I find it a really fascinating piece and I think it'll sell.
Well, I have been offered more for it. Would you consider 4?
I'll tell you what, I'll go 38 and I'm probably crazy for doing it.
Okay, I'll take the 38.
Okay, cool. I really appreciate it. Leave that right there. Follow me and we'll go do some paperwork.
3,800 is pretty close to the 4,000 that I was really asking. I am smiling because I can buy another piece.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good. What do you got here?
I have a bronze burial statue from the Ming Dynasty.
The Ming Dynasty, huh? Yeah, I know I've seen this creature before. It's definitely not a real animal.
I'm bringing in a bronze burial statue from the Ming Dynasty. I've had this for about a year, and it's been in my house, and I'm actually afraid I'm gonna damage it, so I'm looking to get rid of it. I'm looking to get about $30,000. I'm willing to go down to $20,000. That would give me a little bit of profit from what I bought it for.
This is pretty cool. It's almost strange to me, like, to look at this and see it here. When I see this, I think this should be in a museum somewhere, you know? So what makes you think it's from the Ming Dynasty?
Well, I got it from an estate sale, and that's the information they had for me.
Okay. Do you mind if I take a look at it?
No, absolutely. I believe it's 22 karat gold inlay Chinese writing.
I'm not sure if it's inlaid because I think it would have been cut into the mold when they poured this, and I think this circle would be a lot more symmetrical, and it almost looks like it was painted on after, because also, I mean, you look at this gold paint and you wonder, why isn't the gold paint aging? How much are you looking to give for it?
30,000.
30,000 is a lot of money. It's not out of the realm of what something like this could be worth. I truly don't know if this is from the Ming Dynasty, but I do know that this creature has significance. I'd like to call a friend of mine in, Doc Phineas, and he would be able to tell us a lot more about this.
Okay.
All right, let me see if I can get him on the phone and get him down here.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
Since Chumley's calling in an expert, I'm hoping the expert will say it's worth a lot more than $30,000 I'm asking, and maybe make a little bling here.
Where did you find this thing?
I actually got it at an estate sale, in which they claimed it was a burial statue from the Ming Dynasty.
Very interesting. Let's take a look underneath and see what's going on here. It is a very, very unusual piece. Do you want the good news or the bad news?
Well, I like your good news, so let's get the bad news first.
Okay, the bad news is it's not Chinese.
Oh,
This is a griffon, a mythological creature that has wings of an eagle and the body of a lion. And there is no real story about a griffon in Chinese mythology. It belongs to Greek mythology. It belongs to Turkish mythology. It belongs to Persian mythology. So now, would you like to hear the good news?
Absolutely need some.
Well, the good news is if you had this authenticated, you had it carbon dated, it could be possibly much older. This idea came in the 7th century BC. That was the first time people started creating griffins in bronze. And those markings are in gold, but I think they've happened after the fact.
So how much do you think it's worth?
Well, Chum-Lee, that's a good question. Do you have provenance on it?
I do not, unfortunately.
Yeah. And when you don't have paperwork, the value is questionable. If this was a reproduction, it would not have that weight. It would be more hollow. So it would be somewhere between $1,500 to $3,000 in auction.
Okay.
If he had paperwork and this was authentic to period, a real griffin from that time period, this piece might fetch $175,000.
Well,
So that's kind of how it breaks down.
All right, well, there's a big gap in the middle. I mean, I think I know everything I need to know. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chum-Lee. This piece has been on a long journey, and it should be investigated. There should be a provenance, because there is a chance it could be very, very old and very, very valuable.
Well, you heard what the doc said. How you feeling?
well, he said it could be worth $175,000.
You don't have the paperwork to make it worth $175,000. With that being said, you know, I'm looking more on the art side of this. You know, I'd offer you $1,000.
I think I'll take the doc's advice, get it carbon dated, and go from there.
I definitely would as well. So thanks for bringing it in.
Well,
I
thank
definitely
you.
appreciated it.
All right, thank you.
Have a good day.
There's no way I'm gonna take $1,000 for this item and let them make $174,000 on this. I'll do the legwork myself.
Hey, how can I help you?
How you doing, sir? Bringing in my Armillary Sphere.
Armillary Sphere?
Yes, sir.
In the back of my brain, I have heard the term, but I've completely forgot what that means. So,
I'm coming in to try to sell my Armillary Sphere. It has something to do with astrology, I'm guessing. The asking price on my sphere is $10,000. So if I get the whole $10,000 today, I will probably go buy a new motorcycle.
it's definitely interesting. Do you know anything about this?
I've had a little research done on it. I've heard names of it as a astrological globe. I've been told it was made in the late 1700s, early 1800s. From what I can understand, half of it is Islamic and half Arabic, I think. And the ring, whatever this is Greek.
Okay. In the late 1700s, astrology and astronomy were intermingled.
Okay.
It might be something like that, or it could be something to do with navigation. And things like this, if that's what it is, were used to travel all over the Mediterranean, the Atlantic, and everything else, and they really, really worked. Even though I don't know exactly what this globe is used for, it's got me really intrigued. I've been doing this for years, and I can tell you this thing is really old. I just don't know if it's 100 years old or 300 years old. So what do you want for it?
I got a friend of mine that recommended right around starting price about $10,000.
Do you mind if I have someone look at it? I mean, you know, I know a little bit about it, which means knowing a little bit means you might as well know nothing, but there's one guy who knows what this is. It's this guy. Do you mind if I call him up and get him down here?
That'd be great.
Okay. I'm gonna go give him a call, just a little warning. He's a little odd. Okay?
Odd is good.
Yeah, just letting you know that. All right, I'll be right back.
I'm welcoming an expert to come in and kind of tell me the history of it and the value of it.
Wow, look at that. That's a Persian Armillary Sphere. This
Okay.
is really cool stuff. This would be used by a Zoroastrian priest. The Zoroastrian religion was the original religion of Persia. And these priests were very highly involved with star systems. You know, 2,000 years ago, they were mapping the stars.
Okay, so how old?
What gives it away to me is this old Persian writing. You can just see how primitive it is on there. That has a tendency to me to say, maybe 1780 to like 1820. It's a piece that probably belongs in a museum.
So what do you think it's worth?
Well, one thing I just have to say is that, you know, I'm not crazy about the base. It obviously is a replacement, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So when you don't have the base on there, it's not going to be as valuable as it would if you had the original base. So I'm going to say probably in an auction for the condition that it's in, and it's very, very primitive, somewhere between 1,800 and 2,000.
Okay. Thanks, man. You are the best.
Oh, you're welcome, my friend. You're welcome. If Rick purchased this, I think somewhere in the future, maybe he could sell it to a museum and could probably flip it for more money.
You know, I would give you $1,000 for it. I know I'm knocking an entire zero off, but you have to look at it from my perspective. Things like this are really, really cool. On the other hand, there's very few people in the world who know what they are.
Fortunately, I don't think I can actually take that little.
What is your best price?
15, we'll cut it.
I can't do it.
Can't do it.
I'll go $1,100.
$1,250, got a deal.
$1,100.
$1,100. Sold.
Great, man. This is actually it's pretty cool.
I'm accepting $1,100 because I've been holding on 7 or 8 years now, so I'll take the money.
What do we have?
I have something very, very unique that you've probably never seen before.
I've worked here 25 years, dude.
Okay. This is ancient Apsara Dancer statue from the 10th century, made out of sandstone.
Okay, and where in the hell did you get this?
It's been in our family forever.
Since the 10th century?
I came down to the pawn shop to sell my old family heirloom. I've done some research, I've called some auction houses, and nobody could really tell me the real value. I want $5,000 for it, so I thought I would come down here, see what it's worth, and make a deal.
This is pretty cool. Can I pick it up?
Sure, go ahead.
Well, it's definitely sandstone, because if it was granite or marble, it'd weigh 3 times as much. Sandstone was the stone of choice when they built their temples, because if you see in a lot of their temples, there are statues everywhere. In the Hindu religion, they got thousands of gods. There was just so much that had to be done when they built these temples. They had to use a softer stone. It's really rare when you have a piece of art from this time period. Apsaras are like angels in Buddhist and Hindu cultures, and they're all carved differently, and each one has its own unique ornaments. If this Apsara is from the 10th century, that is amazing. I would love to have this in my store. I know I could sell it quick. But I'm gonna have to find out more about this because I don't normally get Apsaras. You said this has been in the family forever. Do you know how someone got it originally?
Not from a couple generations back. It came from India. We've had it sitting out there for a long time, and
Okay, so you had an ancestor who was lived in India or visited there, or?
I'm from India myself.
Okay. If this is from the 10th century, it's uber cool because this is a real piece of art.
Okay.
And it's in amazing condition, and that's the part that scares the hell out of me.
Okay.
Because, you know, sometimes it's too good to be true.
This has been stored away for a long time, so we haven't had it sitting out there in the elements, then packed in a suitcase.
Okay. Well, if you've had it in a suitcase for like 100 years, what about the 900 years before
Right,
that? Or
what
whatever?
happened to it, we don't know.
So these are things I need to look into.
All right.
Because India was a really popular tourist spot for the past 150, 160 years. And when you have tourists, you have people who want to sell them stuff. There was a lot of fakes made, but there was also a lot of people grabbing every old temple and everything they could find to sell it to the British tourists because they had hard currency. So I need to know if it's real. I'm assuming you want to sell it?
Yes, yes.
And how much do you want for it?
I was asking $5,000 for it.
$5,000. Okay. I would really like someone to check this out. I'm gonna call up my friend Phineas. He's a strange cat, but he really knows what he's talking about,
All right.
okay? He'll come in, he'll take a look at it, and we'll go from there.
That sounds good. I'm really excited to see what's really worth it. We've had this for a long time, and we're really looking forward to seeing, you know, what it's really worth and how old it really is.
I'm so glad you called me in to look at a piece like this. And I know some interior decorators that probably spring for that right now, you know, like I put it on their shelf. Rick sent me a text message of this image. And when I saw it immediately, I thought, wow, this is something I'd really love to take a look at because that's my expertise and I love Indian art. So I came immediately. So, Rick, what are your personal concerns about it?
Well, first off, he says it's from India and the 10th century, which means it's like 1,000, 1,100 years old.
Right.
It's in really good shape.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I've never seen something sandstone this old
Look this good.
look this good, yes.
You're exactly right. Looking at the exquisite way that it's been preserved and the aging signs, if this were sandstone 1,000 years old, it would be pitted terribly. We never get them in museums that look like this. So you're calling this an Apsara, right?
Yes,
So an Apsara is a sky angel. To indicate Apsara, you want to see it flying, and it usually has feet that are kind of crossed or going up like this, you know, as if it's flying out of the sky. This piece is missing the feet, which is very interesting to me. So let's talk about the face. This face is not Indian. It's Cambodian.
Okay.
I found a photo that I had taken,
It looks just like it. Look at that.
and this is from Cambodia.
Okay.
Okay. And so you can see it's just a perfect kind of replication.
Pretty much identical almost.
Yes, pretty much identical. So, you know, I'm going to have to say it was a replication done in Cambodia, and it's probably like around maybe 75 to 150 years old. Somewhere in there, they did this statue.
What's something like this go for?
$1,200 to maybe like $2,200 on the upside
Okay.
would be what you're looking at.
Thanks, Phineas.
You are welcome, Rick. It's 1 in a million that I would actually have that photo in my collection. But it's still a beautiful piece, and it's something that I'm sure somebody out there would love to own and display in their home.
Are you still stuck on $5,000?
Like, not anymore.
Okay. So what are you willing to take for it?
18?
Okay, he just said it would go for 12 to 24.
Right.
Okay. And if I buy it for 18, I'd most likely lose money. Give you like $700 for it?
I would take 1,000. And it was in good shape.
I'll give you $800.
900?
No.
No. 850.
No. $800?
I'll do it.
Okay, sweet. Cool, man. I'll meet you right up front, and you even get to keep your box.
I felt okay about it. It's not really, you know, the 10th century artwork. I'd just rather sell it and keep going.
Hey, how can I help you?
I have here an Egyptian scarab ring. It was given to me by my father a couple of years before he passed away. And I'd like to know if this is the real thing or not.
All right. So was your dad like Indiana Jones or something like that?
Not in the least. The scarab ring is from the 18th dynasty, 1500 BC. My father received the ring from his stepmother, who was a world traveler. I'm selling the ring because I would like to see it go to someone who could really appreciate the artifact.
This is really cool. Do you mind if I pick this up?
Oh, no, go right ahead.
Okay. It's a scarab. Way back in Egypt, everybody had one. It was more or less the equivalent of people wearing a cross or something like that. I mean, sometimes they'd drill a hole in it, put like a little piece of leather around it to really, really extravagant jewelry that the pharaohs would wear.
Right.
Scarabs are generally carved from stone and glazed either blue or green. It looks like an old scarab, but the question is it really 3,000 years old? Ooh, what is this?
Oh, that is the card from the guy that sold it over in Egypt. And he wrote on the back that it's guaranteed that it's from the 18th dynasty, 1500 BC.
Okay. So I'm assuming you want to sell it.
Yes, I do.
And how much would that be for?
I would like 15,000 for it.
Okay. Do you mind if I have someone look at it?
No, that would be great.
Okay.
I'd really like that.
I mean, this thing is truly is 3,500 years old. There's something here, but I am not a 18th dynasty scarab jewelry expert. But believe it or not, I know someone who is.
Really? No kidding.
Yes, I do. Give me 5 minutes. I'm gonna give him a call and see what he thinks of it.
That
Okay?
sounds good.
All right,
Sounds
I'll be
good.
right back.
All right, thanks. I am really looking forward to an expert coming because the ring is something different that I think the shop would have no problem selling. I haven't seen too many of them around.
She has a scarab ring her grandmother picked up in Egypt, and this is the only paperwork she has right here. And remember, they don't have a better business bureau there.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way.
Do you mind if I touch the ring?
Oh, go right ahead.
This beetle was a dung beetle. As these dung beetles would roll this big ball of dung that they would deposit their eggs in, that one will die. A new beetle would come from that ball and then turn around and start pushing the ball. And so for the Egyptians, when they looked at that, they said, well, look, that thing's magical. It's got eternal life. And consequently, it became a very magical bug to them.
That is neat.
The Egyptians put the scarab on rings, they put it on necklaces, they painted it on the front of the mummy, and even on the entryways to the Egyptian temples. So that's how important of a symbol the scarab was.
So is it real?
I brought my little magnifying glass along here so that maybe you guys can see as well. Right there is a sun, a rake, and a scarab. Underneath it, an ibis. And that says to me 18th dynasty. And King Tut came from this dynasty. Usually one of these went in almost every mummy. And there were a lot of people that died in all those thousands of years, so there are quite a few of these in Egypt, is what I'm trying to say. Now, the second thing you have to look at with this, that when I study the gold work on this, can you see the rope work on there? That sort of gold work is very indicative of like turn of the century, 1900 to maybe like 1905, 1910. It could have been made in Egypt, and a lot of those antiques went on with the King Tut exhibit to be souvenirs.
So this is probably a real scarab, though.
I think that is a real scarab, and from the look of it, it looks 3,000 years old.
Okay, so what do you think it's worth?
Well, you can get a scarab like that, I'm gonna say right now, for maybe $250.
So $250 plus like $200 in gold.
So you're looking at right around $450 to $500.
Thanks, man. You're the best.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for solving the mystery.
I enjoyed seeing it. I think this is an excellent buy for the shop because the ring is beautifully created and it's still in good condition.
Okay, so obviously it's not going to be $15,000.
No, I guess not.
I would give you right around $350 for it.
1,500?
No, it makes no economic sense for me to do this. I can literally make these for $450.
500.
No. I'm being really, really nice at $350. I really am.
375?
I'll tell you what, I will give you $360.
All right, I'll take it.
We got a deal then.
We got
All
a
right.
deal.
Follow me right up front.
I think I'm gonna take the $360. My husband and I can go out and have a really nice steak dinner, and lobster too.
I have here a antique Japanese Satsuma flask.
Do you mind if I take a look at it?
Sure, go for it. I thought it'd be cool to fill it up and drink out of it, but I'm too afraid of...
Yeah, who knows what they kept in it, man.
As far as this antique flask goes, whether it's a gunpowder container or a canteen for water, I'm not really sure. Because this antique flask is older, I would hope to get around a few $100s for it.
So where'd you get it?
I got it from a weapons collector. I went to go buy some bayonets, and he had that. And I thought it was really cool, so I decided to pick it up.
All right. So tell me what you know about it, man.
Satsuma? From what I've studied, it's basically art that they do with like plateware, cups, canteens, but I'm not really entirely sure that that's what it is.
Okay. Japanese Satsuma originated in the 1600s. Some of it could be really ornate and fairly expensive. But this guy has no idea what this really is, and hell, neither do I. Any idea what you're looking to get out of it?
I'd like to get $300 for it if I could.
This could be something really rare worth $1 million, or it could be gift shop crap that no one wants.
Huh.
I'm gonna call on my friend Dr. Phineas. He's an Asian antiques expert, and he might be able to shed some light on it.
Cool.
All right, I'll be right back, man.
I am really looking forward to seeing an expert come in and tell us more about this item. I hope that he says that it's worth a lot more than a few $100s. I'd be so stoked if it was.
Well, I want to take a look at this flask. That is really cool. It's got a nice weight to it, too, doesn't it?
Yeah. He thinks it might be a Japanese Satsuma flask. I have no idea.
Well, I could understand how you would be a bit puzzled about this item, but you really picked the right man. I know what this is.
Uh-oh.
And I'm going to tell you right offhand, that is not Japanese. That is definitely Chinese. And I'll tell you where the proof of the pudding is on this. It's in the calligraphy right here. This, in Chinese, says prosperity. There was a resurgence of the Taoist religion in China in 1850s. And that resurgence brought about Taoist priests who started practicing feng shui. Feng shui is what you do to a home or a business to bring about prosperity. So this is a Taoist flask used in the practice of feng shui for holding holy water.
So they actually believe this stuff?
Well, yeah, it's a very popular belief, even today in China. But in the 1850s, it was extremely popular, and to the point that an item like this would be considered to be like a religious artifact.
So what do you think it's worth?
You know, I have seen them on the auction block for about $200 to $300.
Well, Phineas, I appreciate you coming down, my man.
My pleasure entirely.
Okay.
Being a very rare representation of one of these flasks from the Taoist period. To someone who's interested in feng shui, this would probably be very collectible, very interesting to them.
So what will you take for it, man?
Yeah, I'd be happy with 120.
Make it $100 you gotta do.
100, whew. 110?
Like, the chances of me getting only $140 out of this thing are pretty high. I'll do 100. That's the best I can do.
Okay.
All right.
You got a deal.
Meet me over there, I'll write you up.
I'm excited about receiving $100 for the flask, and I think I'm gonna put it towards a new guitar that I've been looking at.